MV Agusta is officially eyeing a return to MotoGP in 2027, and the racing world is buzzing with excitement, curiosity, and a dose of skepticism. The legendary Italian manufacturer, known for its unmatched legacy in the golden age of Grand Prix motorcycle racing, is planning a comeback. But this isn't your typical factory return. Instead, MV Agusta is preparing a Formula 1-style customer team model. It's an approach both unconventional and bold for the two-wheeled world. Leading the charge are Hubert Trunkenpolz, former KTM heavyweight and now chairman of MV Agusta's supervisory board, and Luca Martin, the company's newly appointed CEO. Together, they're rewriting the narrative for MV Agusta's next chapter. It's a chapter that could bring the prestigious red mark back to where it once ruled, the top of motorcycle racing. MV Agusta's leaders have made their intentions clear. "We want to return to MotoGP in 2027, Martin declared. And this isn't just empty talk. Discussions are already underway with potential sponsors and suppliers. The plan is to establish a highly professional racing structure, but without building the machinery from scratch. MV Agusta will not be able to develop its own engine by 2027, Martin and Trunkenpolz admitted. "We want to find a chassis partner and set up a professional structure. We would like it to be like Formula 1, where McLaren could rent competitive engines from Mercedes and win. It's a pragmatic move. Instead of investing millions into a risky engine and chassis development program, the brand aims to buy proven components from top-tier suppliers. In effect, MV Agusta seeks to become a MotoGP team that behaves like McLaren or Aston Martin in F1. Agile, well-funded, and fiercely competitive. A crucial meeting with Dorna CEO Carmelo Espeleta is already scheduled for July, where the plan's feasibility will be closely examined. The timing isn't accidental. With new regulations set to reshape MotoGP in 2027, including changes in engine displacement and sustainability targets, MV Agusta sees an opportunity to enter the series without the technical disadvantage that a new team would normally face. The company has already made it clear that continuing in Moto2, World Supersport, or even Superbike is no longer in its long-term vision. The departure from intermediate categories is imminent, signaling a sharp pivot toward the pinnacle of motorcycle racing. To further ignite the imagination, Italian designer Enrico Balsamo has unveiled stunning renderings of what an MV Agusta MotoGP bike could look like. The concept art captures everything fans love about the brand: sleek, sensual Italian lines, bold red fairings, and extreme aerodynamics that merge the romantic past with a razor-sharp future. Spoilers, diffusers, and futuristic winglets hint at a machine born for modern warfare on two wheels. It's hard to overstate what this return would mean to MotoGP fans. MV Agusta's name alone carries the kind of historic weight that few other manufacturers can rival. For context, MV Agusta is not just a brand, it's a mythical dynasty in motorcycle racing. The firm's roots in Grand Prix racing date back to 1950, just 1 year after the FYM launched the World Championship. From that point on, MV Agusta became the most dominant force in motorcycle racing for more than 2 decades. Between the 1950s and 1970s, MV Agusta won a jaw-dropping 38 riders' titles and 37 constructors' championships across multiple classes. Their most glorious era? 1958 to 1974, when MV Agusta won every single 500cc world title. It was a 17-year reign at the top of the sport. These victories weren't just numbers on paper. They were forged in the hands of iconic legends. Giacomo Agostini, who won 15 world championships with MV Agusta, 8 in 500cc, 7 in 350cc. John Surtees, who claimed 7 motorcycle world titles before switching to Formula 1 and becoming the only person in history to win world championships on both 2 and 4 wheels. Mike Halewood, another racing legend who helped solidify MV's dominance in the early 1960s. Back then, MV Agusta wasn't just winning. They were crushing the competition. The brand's factory bikes were the embodiment of performance, elegance, and Italian excellence. Their fire-breathing 4-cylinder 500cc monsters, often encased in shimmering red, were both feared and admired. But nothing lasts forever. The arrival of the Japanese manufacturers, Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki, marked the beginning of the end for MV Agusta's factory racing operations. MV Agusta exited Grand Prix racing in 1976, with their last win coming in the hands of Agostini that same year. Since then, the brand has had a few flirtations with racing. Most recently, MV Agusta entered Moto2 in 2019 through a partnership with Forward Racing, but the results were modest and the project hasn't made a major impact on the grid. They also continue to participate in World Supersport, where they've had some success, but it never captured the same aura of dominance. Now, nearly 5 decades later, MV Agusta wants to return. Not to reclaim the past, but to build a new future. The approach might be different, but the ambition is unmistakably fierce. This is not nostalgia. This is strategy. Their decision to forego in-house engine or chassis development is not just a cost-cutting measure. It's a reflection of how MotoGP is changing. As the sport inches closer to the model of Formula One, MV Agusta sees a window of opportunity. By focusing on team structure, data, rider development, and partnerships, they could leapfrog many of the teething issues that new teams usually face. There are still plenty of unknowns. Who will be their chassis partner? Will they lease engines from Ducati, Honda, KTM, or even Yamaha? Who will ride for them? Everyone knows how hard it is to make it in MotoGP. Just ask Suzuki, who left again despite winning races and a world title as recently as 2020. The technical and financial demands are brutal, but MV Agusta, under Trunkenpolz and Martin, seems ready to challenge those odds. This isn't just a racing program, it's a renaissance. If they succeed, it will be one of the most poetic comebacks in motorsport history. If they fail, it will still be remembered as a brand that dared to dream again. Either way, just the idea of seeing MV Agusta back on the MotoGP grid in 2027 is enough to electrify hardcore fans and casual observers alike. And if the renderings by Enrico Balsamo are any indication, the new MV Agusta MotoGP machine will be absolutely insane. It will be a fusion of aerodynamic aggression and Italian passion, wrapped in scarlet and born to go fast. What do you think about MV Agusta's radical return plan for MotoGP 2027? Is this the rebirth of a legend, or a beautiful gamble destined to be remembered in whispers? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the history and evolution of legendary motorcycles, from vintage Hondas to cutting-edge hyperbikes, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to SK for more exciting content. Ride safe, dream big, and stay tuned for our next story. Goodbye.